Hey, hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jan and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. Obviously, today's video is all of the eyeshadow palettes I've tried so far in 2023. I just did this with like blush, bronzer, highlight, stuff like that. And most of this is for my own memory and thought process, but also in case you were wondering where I stand, metaphorically speaking, so far on these makeups. If you're not subscribed to my channel, now is a great time to do that. I upload a bunch of videos every week, and if you click on the little bell and choose all, YouTube will notify you when I upload a new one. And you can watch them or not. It's totally up to you. No pressure. Either way, I appreciate you being here. Okay, let's start in January. Way back in the dead of winter here in New England. The first thing I picked up was the Glam Light Strawberry Shortcake palette. If this is your first video here with me, I don't have that palette anymore. I got pink eye a couple whiles ago and full on panicked and threw away everything that I used when I did my makeup right before I got pink eye. Turns out, according to my eye doctor, I probably could have kept the eyeshadow palette and just like sprayed it with alcohol, but better to err on the side of caution and get rid of it altogether. Really wasn't like the hugest fan of that palette. There was one shade in there that I loved with my whole heart. So I may repurchase at some point, but I haven't yet because it's not like the be-all end-all of eyeshadow palettes. And I didn't mention this yet, but this isn't really a ranking. This is just like some quick thoughts on the palettes and the eyeshadows that I picked up, because I don't rank things. That's just not how my brain operates. Next up, we have the Beauty Bay Dark Fantasy palette. I think I've only used this once or twice. I'm ashamed to say. It is obviously a very dark palette. It looks amazing. I'm pretty sure I liked it when I used it, so I definitely want to use it again. And then we have the Melt Amore Mariposas palette. Obviously not new, but I got it this year. Again, I think I've only used this one maybe twice, so definitely gonna play with it some more. I think this is like, I don't know, it gives me like fall kind of feels with the warmth and the greens and the oranges. Not that I believe you have to use specific shades at specific times, but it does strike me as what would be a pretty fall palette. Okay, next up we have the Glam Light, nope, just kidding, Odin's Eye. I have the Odin's Eye singles from the Jewel Shine collection. I don't have every single one of them because I did pass some along to my bestest bestie because I thought she would get a lot more use out of them than I would. And then the last palette we have for January is the Nomad Verona Love and Death Romeo and Juliet palette. This one Nomad sent to me because I'm on their PR list for this year. So this one was sent to me for free. And that's what it looks like. I love this palette. In fact, I just used it in a video. So I am definitely getting some use out of some of my makeups. All of the palettes from Nomad that I got this year are gifted to me. They're the only brand that sends me PR, and it's very, very exciting for me. So I do have a code with them. It's JAM. Will save you 10% off. I'm not sure when this video is going up or if the sale is still going, but the last time I checked, they were having a 20% off sale. So that's definitely a pretty good deal. They do another one in the fall, like around Thanksgiving-ish, I think. So it's not the only sale they'll do this year. Okie dokie, let's move on to February. The first palette I bought in February was the Blend Bunny, don't drop it, Lure palette. I love this palette. I've used it several times. I think it's stunning. I love everything about Blend Bunny's color stories, the palette setup, everything. Just love, love, love it. The next palette I bought was this little LA Girl Foreplay Quad. This was fantastic. Like, so good. If I rated my makeups, this would rate pretty darn high. The next palette I got was actually a gift from my sister. It's the Menagerie Sugar High palette. I've used this a couple of times. It's just a good time. It's so fun. Those colors are just, it's just a good time. That's the only way I can explain it. I don't think you could use that and not genuinely have fun. And the last palette I got in February came in a mystery box, and it's the Unearthly Surrender palette. I just used this one again recently as well. I really like this palette. The quality is fantastic. Can't say anything negative about any of it. It's just that good. I didn't say it with the Nomad palettes, but I'm a huge fan of Nomad. If you didn't already know that, like, I love, love, love everything about the brand, the makeups, the people, like literally everything. Okay, now we're moving on to March. And the first palette I got in March is the MBA Cosmetics Cosmic Bubbles palette. Again, just a good time in a palette. Such fun colors. The quality is excellent. The pigmentation is excellent. The shimmers are lovely. It's just a good palette. So yeah, no negatives there. The next one I bought was a Lethal Build Your Own palette. And this is what it looks like. These are the shades I picked. I like fun makeups and fun eyeshadow colors. So I've used this several times. I like it. I think it's fine. It's good. It's better than fine. It's good. I like it like a lot. It's good. Now this, Davina released 6 multi-chromes, and this is what they look like. I love these eyeshadows. Holy moly, they're amazing. Definitely would recommend these ones. And then the last palette I got in March, yes, March, yes. I grabbed the brown LA Girl Foreplay Quad, and this is fantastic too. My like go-to super basic fast makeup favorite palette is the Tarte Maneater little 9-pan palette, and this I feel like is basically as good. Not as many shades, of course, but you can pretty much get the same look. So definitely love those little 4 pans. I bought all of them, but I haven't had a chance to use all of them yet, but I plan to. So let me know if there's one you want to see out of them, and I'll do a video with them, or like a bite-sized video or something. Just let me know. And with any of these palettes, if there's something you want to see again or want me to focus on for whatever, let me know. I'll totally do it. All right, April. I was sent the Nomad Royal Europe palette. This palette, let me tell you, this was phenomenal. This is one of those super pigmented, knock your socks off color stories. The multi-chromes, which is the top row, which is actually the bottom row in the palette, are so good. The rest of these shades are all very, very dark, which works because the multi-chromes are a dark base multi-chrome. So I had such a good time playing with this palette. I have a playlist of all of my Nomad shenanigans. So if you want to check that out, I would recommend, but let me know if you want to see this again. The next palette I bought is the Cosmic Brushes Muse palette. This was released and I was able to get it on second restock, I think, or pre-order. So I got this one and it's beautiful and I love it. The quality is fantastic. And when I pre-ordered that one, I ordered the Royal Rose palette, which was Cosmic Brushes' first palette, I believe. I've used this once or twice. I want to use it again. It's been sitting out on my shelves because it's so good. This color story is fantastic. The quality of Cosmic Brushes eyeshadows, top of the line. Absolutely fantastic. That gets us into May, and I use the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. I had gotten this in a mystery box and never had a chance to use it, so I finally did, and it's beautiful. It's Natasha Denona. It's everything you would expect it to be. In fact, I could have used it for today's look and would have been lovely. And then my friend Smiley Shawnee here on the YouTubes was accidentally sent an extra nocturnal palette from Glaminatrix. So she asked me if I wanted it, and I said, yes, please. So she sent it to me, and I've used this a couple of times. Again, the quality is fantastic. Nice, deep, dark palette. I really like this one a lot. And this one also gives me like the fall feels. I feel like I'd get a lot of use out of it in the fall. And my last purchase in May was the Divina Sea of Shadows and, oh shoot, Mystic Cove collection. Let me just, this is a hot mess because I use these. I picked up both sets. They are absolutely beautiful, shifty, sparkly, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous eyeshadows. Would definitely recommend if that's your idea of a good time. They're so good. I had a bit of a break for most of May. In June, I went on a bit of a shopping spree, but the first palette I have was sent to me from Nomad, of course, and it is the Okavango palette, and this is stunning. This palette is so good. Where the Royal Europe palette was like, wha-bam, super pigmented, in your face, pay off immediately. This one's a bit more gentle and builds up and blends out absolutely beautifully. Very neutral, stunning palette. I did get hard pan and a couple of the swirly shades. I just scraped it off a little bit with a spoolie and applied it to my eyes, and it was gorgeous. So yeah, not a big, but I want to mention it just in case it matters to you. The next two palettes were released together in a collection. It's the Stone and Rock and Jewels and Gems from Odin's Eye. This is the Stone and Rock palette. Beautiful, I loved it. Very similar-ish to the Okavango palette, and I think even like the new Natasha Denona Yucca palette, which I do not have. It's Odin's Eye, so it's exactly what you'd expect. Beautiful, pigmented, blendable, buildable, shiny and gorgeous. All the yummy things that are associated with Odin's Eye. And then there's the Jewels and Gem, which is a bit cool toned, absolutely gorgeous. Love, love, love this one. And when I ordered those palettes, I ordered the 3 Planet whatever Odin's Eye collabs with the YouTubers. So this is Betty Jean's Planet Spirit palette. I think she's Batty Bean on the interwebs. I've caught a couple of her videos now. This is fun. But this shade right here surprised the heck out of me. It is stunning. Like, knock your socks off, beautiful. And then we have Makeup Just for Fun Flora Story. This is a very nice, very wearable, neutral palette. Very pretty. And then we have the Sea Talk palette, which is Lauren May Beauties. This one's fun, very Lauren. I have a good time every time I use it. So yeah, love all of these. And then I was able to get my hands on the Glaminatrix Into the Night palette. This palette is so fun. Holy moly. What a good time. It is like half neutral, half fun, but I think it's a really good color story. The shades that they put in here just work with everything. You could do things in quads and it would just be so much fun. So love, love, love this palette. Now we're up to July. I'm filming this on July 25th and I can't imagine I'll be buying anything else this month. So we have the Cosmic Brushes Delicious Delights. I actually was able to score this on the first round. It was very, very exciting. My purple shade came broken. I repressed it with some alcohol. It's fine, but that's why my palette looks like a mess. I've used this twice. I think it's beautiful. I love it. It's so pretty, super easy to use. Just a good time. And last but not least, we have the Blend Bunny Sugar and Grunge palette. Now this is all about the 90s, which I mentioned in the video. I don't remember. I had 2 babies in the 90s. I was tired. And this is what the color story looks like. I love this. I love how she mixed up the shimmer shades to not go with the columns of shades. So when I did a look with this recently, I followed the column and it was a beautiful, beautiful look. So that is all of the palettes and collections. I believe when I counted today, there were 27. I didn't count the Odin's Eye singles as individuals or the Divina as singles. I counted them as one in their collection. So 27 palettes collections from January to the end of July is a lot, but I don't think it's like out of control. You have to let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any of these, all of these, if you want them, if there's a look or a palette you want me to use, or palettes, or just let me know. I'm always looking for ideas, and if it's something you want to see, I'm more than happy to do it, because then I know you'll be happy too. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Either way, I appreciate you hanging out with me today. Be good, and remember to be kind to you.